Alright, hey, what's going on out there in YouTube land? Just a few things I want to show you real quick. I did an impulse buy, and anybody who, sort of, is caught on some of my videos, I am super cheap and proud of it. And basically what happened was, it seems like I'm having sort of a domino effect on certain websites if things not working. First thing that happened is I did a LinkedIn account when I was job hunting last year, and that has been told to me ended up having that website lead to my Yahoo account getting hacked into, which in turn led to my PayPal account supposedly someone attempting to hack into it. So what I ended up doing was, I just didn't mess with eBay for a long time, and I actually sold more than I bought. And so I got all that straightened out. He actually ended up calling people by phone. I never ever got hold of anybody on PayPal before, and what they did is they told me that I had done everything I needed to do, and they looked at my account, said you can go right now and start. So I went back to eBay, and I was just clicking in, and I actually ended up seeing a few auctions that were about to end, and the books were like 50 cents, 15 cents and stuff, so I ended up impulse buying. I'm so ashamed. Anyway, so this is something I got here. I've already tried to do this video before, and I put up a video today of the first haul, my free comic book haul, the first set of Marvel books I was going to do. And thank you, great YouTube. Hopefully I'm not repeating myself here. I've redone these videos so much trying to get them on there. The great YouTube, it's cutting my videos in half. So that first one you saw today was like, I can't remember if it was 6 or 8 minutes, but there were still 6 to 8 minutes more missing. Okay. So, I stepped away before I got mad and stuff, and it just seems to keep happening. So we'll see where we go with this one. This cracks me up. Also, I'm not getting all my subscriptions. I'm not getting updated. I'm still having problems commenting in certain places. And, past couple days, as I have time, I've, been kind of catching up on videos. Really surprising. And there's a few places where by no means am I offended before I say this, and I don't want to come off wrong here, but I seem to there's 2 or 3 people I'm subscribed to that I keep having to subscribe to again. Now, by all means, if I am being pushed off, to send me a personal message. I'm removing you from my, being not subscribed for me. No biggie. So, but if not, I want to just keep subscribing because I enjoy your videos. I'm not going to say who you are, but there's 2 of you, and you 2 do not know each other. You 2 are not subscribed to the other person, which makes me suspect. But moving on. What we have here, this is one of the impulse buys that has come in from eBay. This is from Lonely Books in New Berlin, Wisconsin, which I've never heard. That's kind of cool. And it's got an invoice here, and what we got here is, you can keep the glare down, Chamber of Chills, number 25. I'm really into the 70s horror. Moomba. What does that say? He hunts the jungle at night. Moomba. Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of reprints, and that is so cool, man. Usually where Marvel puts their characters there, we had a castle with some bats. Looks like to be a nice solid copy. A few little things here and there. Somehow they dog-eared that corner. The other book that I got, I really want to read this. I love Universal Monsters, even though they don't have the Creature from the Black Lagoon. We have ARG number 2. Man says, I told you 3D movies were coming back. So, you got that's really nice, really sweet. Looks like a nice, sweet copy. Okay. And I've already looked at this one. I'm really disappointed in this one. First of all, Captain America Falcon 201. I'm going to have to go back and read the description because there's only one staple holding the whole book together. This thing is really beat up. It's a Great Britain copy, which, I think some of those are going up in value because they were only meant to be in England, and they're fewer printed with that price tag than there were of the regular book. So I think what used to be useless over here are starting to be considered collectibles. This, on the other hand, is no collectible. It is ripped, ding, and hanging on by one staple. And I don't usually get too petty on eBay, but I think I ended up paying like $1.80 for this. And I sniped it. I'll admit it. I waited to the last few seconds to make sure I could win the book. So maybe karma came back. The other thing we did today is I did some more impulse buying, and I never do this. I got a few days before payday. I got things to pay like everybody else. I'm behind on a few things like everybody else, but I couldn't pass it up. And the funny thing is this movie made me fall asleep in the theater, but I'm a fan of the character. And one of the reasons I haven't done a video on there is that there's just so many of them, and it'll make sense in a minute why I haven't done a video yet. But anyway, there's a store called FYE. FYE stands for Your Entertainment. They sell CDs. They sell they're into music and movies, and they have sales off and on here. Their prices are usually a whole lot more than Walmart and Target and everything, but they've got so much stuff, and they've had so many sales over the years that they kind of lose track of what they have. This particular movie, everything was, they had a couple copies of it. I wasn't even digging. I turned around, there it was. But they had, several new copies of it, and they were $14.99 and $19.99 for the same movie. And they had this one for $4.99. It had been on sale before, so I decided, I'm going to get it. It's The Spirit. Came out in 2008, and this says 2-disc edition, but I didn't get all excited because the second disc is actually a digital copy you can put on your computer. Now it has Sam Jackson in it, and Frank Miller wrote and directed this all by himself, and he got some heavy duty people to come in. And The Spirit, I could go on to a whole thing about what The Spirit was, Roy Eisner, how The Spirit got out there to the public, but that'd take too long. But I'm not real mad at Frank Miller for what he did in this movie, and we'll leave it at that. So what happened is I ended up at a place called Big Lots, and probably the majority of people know what a Big Lots is, but Big Lots is kind of like a store where you can buy about anything, and they keep their prices low because they get overstocked and to a certain extent damaged merchandise from other stores, and they kind of bring it in. So it's not quite secondhand because it's never really been sold to anyone before, but and this is what I'm talking about. They get all these DVDs in. Their DVDs are usually $3, and you can get season sets if you look up for $3, like of Twin Peaks I've seen, and I've actually gotten all the Tales of the Crypt there for $3 a piece about a year and a half ago, and traded them into the FYE store for, I think I got $7 or $8 for them, which is amazing. Anyway, I got 2 movies, and I know, and I was like, man, what am I doing? Impulse shopping. And when I was paying for the movies, they rung up a lot cheaper than what they were supposed to be, and then they hand me a sales paper and tell me all their four movies for a certain amount, much cheaper, and it's just gonna be for a few days. So I went ahead and got a couple movies. Alright, One Crazy Summer, a John Cusack movie with animation, Bobcat Goldthwait. Yes, that's Demi Moore. Just a really fun movie. It's got one of the guys from Animal House in it playing a bad guy. I'm going blank since I'm on YouTube here. But this is by Savage Steve Holland, who ended up going on and doing Eek the Cat, and he's doing some TV show now. And moving on. Alright, Van Helsing, The London Assignment. This is about a 33 minute cartoon, and Hugh Jackman of Wolverine fame and X-Men plays a hunter. I think the Vatican hires him, and I hated the movie Van Helsing. Hated it. Did not like the sci-fi element of Frankenstein with a glowing heart, and just he looks like Vampire Hunter D for you people who know that anime movie. Just could not stand it, but everybody told me about this cartoon being awesome, so I'll watch it. see what we have going on. Alright, this is from 2001 Final Fantasy, a cartoon that is completely computer animated in a realistic style. Even if I don't like the movie, I think I'm going to appreciate what they've done in here. And this thing is heavy. When DVDs really first started out, you got your money's worth. I mean, they had interactive menus. Look at this. This thing comes with a poster that you unfold. The movie and special features. And I think this movie flopped, so it's not a big deal. Let's see what this poster is. We're still hanging in there. Oh, okay. How funny. This must be for the geeks, but it is a poster. But here's what's the funny thing. That is not a real girl. That is the computer animation style of the movie. That's enough of that. I didn't know that's what it was going to be. Okay, so the other movies we got here was Sky High, and it is a Walt Disney movie, and it is Kurt Russell, and I actually love this movie. I took my son to see it when it came out, and you know, it's right up there with The Incredibles. I mean, there's an actual high school that's, you know, where these kids are sent to learn about their powers. And they grow up to be heroes or villains. It has Linda Carter of Wonder Woman fame as the principal. Kurt Russell returning to Disney. Now, Kurt Russell was, you know, he was a kid, you know, he was Jungle Boy on Gilligan's Island. Made a few movies with Disney, like the Computer Who Wore Tennis Shoes and a few other things. Then he made an Elvis TV movie, I think is what it was. And that's where he really became famous as an actor. And then we had Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. And one of my all-time favorites, Big Trouble in Little China, and just on from there, Tango and Cash, where he more or less got ignored because he was with Sylvester Stallone, and on and on. So, cool movie. And Stephen King, Pet Sematary. Great when it came out, not so good the second time around. Ignore that price; these were on sale. And you know, it's got a great Ramones song in it. You know, I got it because, you know, it's cheesy bad, you know, not horrific, you know. And here's one I have never seen, and if I have seen it, it's been so long I don't remember. But this is 976 Evil. This is directed by Robert Englund, who plays Freddy Krueger, and that is an actor, what's his name here, Stephen Jeffries, who was in Fright Night, and his name was Evil in Fright Night. So it's kind of cool for him. You know, he's the kid that had the, you know, "You're so cool, Brewster," you know, the funny laugh. Anyway, in this one, you know, I could read the whole description here like this, but it's 976 Evil. He has a super religious mother. He gets picked on at school, and one of his buddies or a cousin or something tells him to call these 976 Evil to get his horror scope, and he keeps getting demon possessed. So we'll see how it is. Okay, what's going on? I think that's about it for now. We'll see if YouTube puts this whole video on here. And I'm not going to bomb everybody with video after video after video, but I'm going to do one more tonight and probably go to bed. And I got an idea for a few other videos, but you know, still want to do the Batman and the Outsiders Part 2 review. I've had a request for that. I also had a request to go over Kirby Genesis, so I might, you know, as time permits, I definitely want to do that. I've got a few ideas about that, and I think we'll leave it at that right now. I've got a whole bunch of comics to go through, and I want to put up some more stuff that came in through these free comics I got. Alright, later.